physically can't stop reading when I read her books. Hey friends, welcome back to the Train Cafe, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Tamaki. This is your creative safe space for everything book, movie, writing, cozy related stuff. I'm very excited for today because I'm just gonna take you guys along a day in my life today. If you guys didn't know, I'm a screenwriting student here in Germany. I'm kind of at the end of my study program now, meaning I don't really have a lot of courses anymore. My life has been kind of me working on my writing projects at home. I do work like 16 hours a week, just a student job on the side. But apart from that, I have a few days in the week to focus on my writing, to focus on content creation, and kind of just build back habits because I'm gonna sit down and chat with you guys later. But I've kind of had a rough few weeks in May, and I'm kind of just getting out of the trenches and finally getting back into somewhat of a routine that feels good to me. And yeah, so I thought I want to take you guys along a day in my life. Today it's kind of a very normal day in the sense that I'm working on some writing projects, but I do have more free time today. So it's not a normal productive day. I'd say it's kind of a cozy day in my life, with a bit of screenwriting. So a cozy screenwriting day in my life, maybe. Not gonna lie, kind of woke up in a shit mood because I slept like crap and it's raining. We're off to a great start. I've been really prioritizing meditation and journaling and kind of being with myself. It's been really helpful for me and for my mental health. It's truly changed my mornings and kind of changed my days, and that's why I've been taking an hour every day in the morning to meditate, to journal, to do my tarot. It always grounds me. It prepares me for my day. I feel so much better going into my days. Meditating, journaling, and like checking in with my own energy every day has been kind of life changing. And I know people say meditation is so life changing, and I never understood it because, trust me, I was not a fan of meditating for years and years now. Like, I've tried here and there, but I just could never get into it. Now, lately, in these past 2 something weeks, meditation, and it's not like I get into a very deep state of meditation every day, and I don't have that much time every day. Today I did 10 minutes, 5 minutes is also okay, but just breathing and being with myself and actually grounding myself has been doing wonders. And I'll link the video about energy hygiene below, but she was talking about like checking in with yourself in the mornings or before you go, for example, into work or into a group setting, into university, whatever. Before you do these things, that you ground yourself and actually check in with your energy. I feel like I'm able to tell what's coming from the outside, and I'm able to distinguish that from what I feel from the inside. And it's been so helpful because I take on a lot of things from the outside world, and I was unable to see what of that is me and what of that is not mine. And it's really important, if you're an empath, to practice energy hygiene. That way you can be so much more of a better like friend or loved one for other people around you that you actually want to be there for, because you're not taking on every other energy around you and every other draining energy around you. That way you can actually be there better for the people you really want to be there for. And just want to say also, like, as an empath, it's not your job to take on every other person's random or draining energy just because they cannot handle it. That is not your job, and it's taken me, and it's still taking me, a long time to really understand that. I just felt like I wanted to pull something for anyone who's watching this. This might be for like one person or like collectively. I have no idea. I'm not a tarot reader. I really am just doing this as a hobby and for fun. Take it as a grain of salt, but I just felt like I want to pull one card. What I'm getting more so is transformation, because there's this like kind of bubble in the middle with like waves, and there's a lot going on in there, but kind of getting out of, maybe like getting out of a bubble, getting out of your own bubble, and kind of going beyond what you can see, and understanding that you can change at any point in your life. You don't have to wait for something. You can exit your bubble and like shapeshift in a positive sense. I think if you look on the downside of it, it could mean like being, you know, changing in front of people, or not feeling comfortable around certain people or certain environments, or maybe feeling the need to shapeshift in front of certain people. So that might also be something. But on the other hand, I feel like it also says like you have the ability to change, and you have the ability to step into other like versions of yourself, is also what I feel. Kind of zooming out in order to look in. This is so funny if this actually does not resonate with anyone or anything, and I'm just reading a random tarot card, but I just felt like it, so we're just rolling with it. Okay, now I have to translate everything from German to English. My brain at 8 in the morning cannot. Synchronizing your inner and outer world. Shape-shifting. The dragonfly kind of represents our power to break through like illusions also, but I kind of also see it as like break through certain bubbles, or break through maybe even certain belief systems in our life, or whatever it may be, like break through a situation where you think that you're stuck in there forever. It says the dragonfly medicine is inviting you to ask yourself if there are any like stagnant parts of you. Have you been making the changes that you have been wanting to make? Maybe it didn't help. If it did, then great. If it didn't, then also okay. Made myself breakfast. Lately I've been loving this really like bread that's made out of, almost only made out of seeds, with some Körniger Frischkäse, like cottage cheese kind of, I think, and some avocado on top. And I just made myself an egg that I wanted to slap on there, but the egg's not fully cooked through. We'll see. Some blueberries, some strawberries. This looks really, really good. I started Those Who Leave and Those Who Stay by Elena Ferrante. It's the third book in the Neapolitan series. It's a quartet, so it's 4 books. This is the third one. As I said, I've been in a reading slump for weeks. I have not read, I don't think I really read anything in May, and I just couldn't get myself to read anything. I started reading this a few days ago, and I forgot. No, I didn't forget. Her writing. I physically can't stop reading when I read her books, because it's just something about her writing is like so ever flowing, and it's so vulnerable, and I just can't stop reading. And I mean, it's a third book, so I kind of know the characters now. Feels like I'm coming home to a story. Even though the story itself is very devastating at some points. My Brilliant Friend, the first book, and like this quartet in general, is one of the best books I've ever read in my life. I usually use my phone to like hold it down and then I read. Yeah, This is not the best situation, but I do not want to be judged on it, okay? A girl's gotta do what she's gotta do. The sun has come out. Instantly, my mood is lifted by quite a bit. I hope it stays like this. It's so hard for me to stop reading. It's taking a lot in me to like get up. That's the only thing about reading in the mornings. While I do love doing it, I just have a hard time getting to work afterwards, and I'm starting a bit later than I had planned, but that's okay. I'm working on a paper for an audiobook, which is really cool. And I have to write a scene today. It's a bit different to writing a film script, because obviously you can't see anything in an audiobook, and you have to really focus on the audio, obviously, but like really focus and think about how to get across a scene if you can't see it. I'm not really using a narrator in this scene, so it really has to work without a narrator, basically. I'll just like get to writing a first draft, and for me, first drafts are always just like getting it out on paper. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's meant to be rewritten. Apart from that, I'm working on more so like university projects, so those are also kind of taking up some time, and I do want to start writing my novel, which I'll share with you when I get to that point, but in June I'm really going to plot it out because I have it in script form now, and I got some feedback on it last week, so I feel like now I can go into the outlining stage for the novel, and I'm very excited about that, but that's not today. I need to go and I need to get started. I have my spring green tea. It's summer now, but it's a very floral, like there's like strawberry in there, like a bunch of different stuff in there, and it's very floral, but it's still green tea, and I really love it. I've been drinking it every day, and now I'm gonna focus. I'm done writing my scene. Yeah, it's a bit long and like all over the place, and suddenly while I was taking my break, I started like questioning if it was good to choose this scene to write or if I should have written another one. But yeah, I don't know, I'm just gonna try and work with this scene and see where it goes, and like if it doesn't fit, then that's a problem for another day. Part of my brain just wants to be done with it after writing it once. I know that's not how it works, it's not how anything works. However, I'm just kind of like, I have to like write it again this week, and it's kind of crunch time, but it is what it is. I am like contemplating whether I want to go to the gym. I don't know if I'm getting my period or not, but I'm feeling a little bit iffy, so I'm like, do I go to the gym? Change of plans. I'm not going to the gym because I don't know, I feel a bit iffy. I just know that I should listen to my body, and I think it's better for me if I just stay put for now, and I'm just gonna do a vinyasa flow in the comfort of my own home. Jess Yoga is my absolute favorite yoga instructor on YouTube. Her flows are so creative, and I always feel like, I don't know, she has a very calming voice. I just love her flows. I'm gonna do this one today, 30-minute vinyasa yoga, release and renew. Finished yoga. Yeah, it was nice. I think that was what I needed today. I'm gonna go take a shower, and if I still have some time before I leave to meet Sobe, then I think I'm just gonna edit some things for Bookstagram, because I'm not gonna be doing anything writing related. I already had my writing session, so I might have some time to do some social media content things, which is also very nice. Not gonna lie, I kind of procrastinated and scrolled a bit on Instagram, and now I don't have as much time as I thought I would have, but it's okay. This is a jeans vest that I got at a thrift store, and this is like a long midi skirt that I also got from the thrift. Now I'm gonna make lunch. I know this doesn't look very appetizing, but I had some leftover like rice from last night with like fish, so I decided to make kind of a hot pot out of it with like some egg drop soup vibes. Of course my bus is 20 minutes late out of nowhere, so I have to sprint. I'm happy about the weather being good. That's making me very happy, because the forecast said it was gonna rain, so, and it did rain in the morning, so like I'm very happy about that. Anyways, I'm gonna walk quickly and catch you guys later, hopefully with a matcha or a hojicha latte. I'm with my friend Sobe. Am I saying your name? I always get really nervous. And we just got ourselves a drink. I got a hojicha latte.
Just a matcha latte.
And now we're going to go into a park and just kind of hang out, because it was really full in the city and we need some fresh air and I need to touch some grass. So that's the plan. Or like the bigger one. Very cute. But I have to be honest, I'm kind of scared of like these. Oh, so peaceful. Kind of a different angle, I don't know, I just thought it'd be nice to switch it up, and I kind of want to sit on the floor. I just got back home. It was really nice to see Sobe again and hang out and just kind of talk a little bit, catch up. We hadn't seen each other in a few months. So yeah, it's so beautiful because we actually met each other on Bookstagram. I've met 3 wonderful people that I met through Bookstagram already, and I appreciate them all so much. And truly, it's such a beautiful thing to be able to meet some of the people I meet online and to see that they're like, you know, when you meet them and you get along with them and it's like a nice vibe. It truly is such a beautiful thing. So I'm so grateful for that. And it reminded me of why I started Bookstagram in the first place, which I didn't even plan this, but kind of the segue into the topic of discussion. I really didn't plan this, but yeah, it kind of reminded me of the fact that the reason I started Bookstagram was because I wanted to connect to people and I wanted a community. And I wanted to create. Those are like the 3 C's, I guess. And the reason why I initially started this account, why am I so out of breath each time I have to talk about like a topic? Yeah, I've been kind of in a rut for a few weeks. May was kind of rough for me. I am not going to go into that much of specifics because I would literally sit here for 3 hours and I don't think anyone is that interested. However, I kind of randomly woke up and I spiraled into a really bad existential crisis, and it lasted like the
deepest parts of it lasted for like 2 weeks straight, and I couldn't get out of bed. It was really bad, and it's a bit later, I'm sorry. My phone didn't have any storage anymore, and then I kind of had to deal with that for a bit. I was talking about the fact that I had an existential crisis, right? So, yeah, it kind of hit me out of nowhere. There were a lot of factors. I'm not really going to get into it, but I was kind of just really questioning my whole existence, and also just questioning my creativity and what I'm doing, why I'm doing everything, and I think I kind of lost my way for a bit there. I'm feeling better now, and I feel ready to kind of get back into my life. And I kind of also have been reflecting a lot about social media, Bookstagram, and everything. For me, with growing a social media account, at least like on Instagram, I've been doing it for 2 years now. Actually, it's almost exactly been 2 years on Bookstagram, which is honestly really amazing. I've never ever been so consistent with anything content creation wise. So I'm really happy about it. I'm really proud of myself for my dedication and for putting in the time and the work, because it does take a lot of work. Um, but I have also noticed that through that process, I began to take numbers very seriously. And I mean, of course, I would love to at some point work with brands and kind of build something with my content and my social media. I would be lying if I'd be saying I don't care about that aspect at all, because I do, and I always have, and it's always been a dream of mine ever since I was a teenager, honestly, to have that be part of my content creation journey. But I think it's still important to remember your why. And my why was never making money. There's this trend right now on social media, this like silly me, I forgot what it's all about. And that's kind of how I feel with social media. Not at all with YouTube. I think because YouTube is such a new endeavor for me that I don't even have that type of feeling towards it. But with Instagram, as I have been doing it for 2 years, and I was able to kind of grow my account quite a bit, I started to get in that headspace of, oh, okay, people like this way I edit, so I need to continue to do that all the time, because if I stop doing that, then people won't be interested in my content anymore, is kind of the mindset that I started to have. And I started feeling like more and more disconnected to the content I have been making and to my account. Interesting thing about life sometimes, though, is that if you don't start making changes, now I feel like the oracle card was kind of directed towards me today, but maybe someone else will also relate. Anyways, if you don't start making little changes, sometimes I feel like the changes will be made for you. Maybe this will sound weird to some people, but I don't really care. I kind of lost like 300 something followers over the course of a few weeks, and I didn't really do anything. I also wasn't posting a lot, so that might also be an issue. But I haven't really heard of people having that kind of quick regression. And the funny thing is, though, I had been scared of this, terrified of this for months for no reason. It wasn't even happening, but I had been terrified that it would happen to me someday. And all of a sudden, it happened. And I told myself for months now, okay, just go back to what you want to post and, like, really create from your heart and create without fear. And I kind of told myself I wanted to do that, but at the end of the day, I didn't. And I resorted to doing the same type of things I had been doing and that I knew worked, only that this time they didn't work anymore. So I feel like sometimes in life, when you know that you've outgrown something in some sense and you don't take that action, the universe will take action for you. My point is, I had kind of forgotten my why. And recently I was talking to my mom, and she was like, yeah, but why don't you go back to your first posts and remember your why and kind of think about why you started this account? So I did that, and I was like, wow. And I'm not saying I found my way again, but I'm saying that I understand the issue. I understood what has been going on, and I'm ready to find my way back. That's kind of a chat on where I've kind of been with my social media and with my creativity. It is now 9 something p.m. And I still want to edit a little bit for Instagram. I just kind of feel like I want to try something. And then I'll get bed ready. So I'm gonna end the vlog here actually because I don't really have an extensive nighttime routine. I'm working on an evening routine, but I'm finding it a little bit hard, especially on days like this where I still have a few things that I want to get done. I know I also have to chill. I will chill in the next few evenings for sure, but today I'm feeling that creative spark. So I'm just gonna edit a little bit and then go to bed. And yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this day in my life. Subscribe if you haven't already, that would mean a lot to me. I hope you have a really nice rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!